please. I have a real important announcement. Mr. Doug Paisley came to me earlier today and said to me, I need for you to make an announcement. I do not want to speak, but I want to tell you something about somebody. And I'm going to quote. Mr. Mike Kelly is a firecracker. He works hard every day. He worked hard yesterday. He's working hard today, and he'll work hard tomorrow. And I love him. And I think, Brad, he's between your crew. I think he's good. He's on? Well, we're good. We don't want to lose him. Sorry, Mike. Good afternoon, Husky fans and family. Welcome to the official, the one, the only, the 7th year in making the biggest celebration on Elk River that we've ever had. It's called the Herbert Hoover High School ribbon cutting. Isn't that beautiful, guys? Yay! It's my pleasure to welcome all of you to Husky Stadium. It is said that attitude determines your altitude. And my friends, I don't believe our altitude could be any higher than it is if we ever tried. So thank you. I'm honored to be here with the Huskies from classes of 1963 to the class of 2023. I would like for you to stand and give yourselves an ovation and clap for everybody. Hey guys, I know it's a sin to be jealous, but I think we're jealous of the up-and-coming classes. But I'm very proud. I'm thrilled for the future classes to finally have a school, to have a locker, and have an indoor hall that's not snowing, raining, sleeting. So we are happy for them. We're honored today to have the principal, firecracker, Michael Kelly with us. We're also, Mike, I'm afraid that we also have with us Dr. Tom Williams, Superintendent of Kanawha County Schools. We have Senators Shelley Moore Capito and Joe Manchin. But I don't know if you've heard or not, the young man who hails from the hills of Glendale, West Virginia, who came to the Elk River in 2016. And you know what? He got a whole lot of mud on his tire. He's here with us today in West Virginia, our own Brad Paisley. Woo! But I want to thank each of you in the stadiums, each of you personally for being a part of this great day. This is not say that you wouldn't. I'd like to thank the Pinch Volunteer Fire Department, the Clinton Volunteer Fire Department, Kanawha County Ambulance Authority, Kanawha County Emergency Services, West Virginia State Police, Kanawha County Deputy Sheriffs, the Clinton Police Department, South Charleston, Latrobe, Dunbar, St. Albans. Right, we have a lot of people here. But my biggest thanks goes to the Elk River community. And thank you for your patience and your endurance. You're the heart and soul that has kept this project in the forefront and patiently waiting for this day to come. You're the reason we all gathered here today in celebration. And I really, really appreciate you very much. That's okay. Without further ado, it gives my distinct pleasure to introduce to you the man who has made all this reality. You know, I watched him grow up as a little boy. I watched him in middle school. I watched him in high school. To be truthful, I didn't know what was going to happen to him. And today, he became an educator, a mentor, administrator, and most important to me, my friend. Husky, let's welcome Principal Michael Kelly.
friends. That's what I said. I said all my friends.
Thank you, everyone. And I think we forgot to also introduce Stacy and Michelle Blatt right there.
One's here slightly against his will. That's because the other one can't.
Stay strong, stay together, stand up for Hoover. We said those words over and over and over again 7 years ago. And I want you to know that when I say we today, that I'm saying included in that is the staff, the students, and the community. Because a lot of places talk about being family. And some of them are, but we truly are up here. We were worried after the flood that students would leave, that the teachers would leave, and you did. You stayed with us. I remember when then Superintendent Dr. During was talking to Maddie Bowles when we were waiting for Brad Paisley to come the first time after the flood. She was nervous. And I said, he's just a person, just like everybody else is just more talented. And the superintendent came over and he was apologizing to some of the students, that it's awful that this is happening to you, and we, your senior year, and you're gonna have to go through this. And I'll never forget, she said, Dr. During, as long as you keep us together, we'll be just fine. And so that was a highlight of my career, to have a student articulate that attitude to the superintendent. We say things like on a regular basis, the wrong things in life are easy, the right things are often hard. We say excuses are a reason to fail. We say wishing things were different is unproductive. And we say there is greatness in traveling the hard path. And that's what we have done. And we have done it together. And we owe a debt to all of those students that fought the hard fight between 2016 and 2023. And so that's what the challenge is to every current and future student, is that you live up to the struggle that they went through. We started saying last year during our playoff run, when our friends need us, we show up. And when there's a fight to be fought, we suit up. And when we get knocked down, we stand up. And you put all that together, and what I challenge every current and future Hoover student to do is Hoover up.
Thank you, Mr. Kelly. Now let's give a big Husky welcome to Dr. Tom Williams, Superintendent of Canal County Schools. Dr. Williams, thank you for your unwavering support. It brought us really appreciate it. So thank you, Dr. Williams.
I parked outside of the road.
Yeah.
You weren't going to wait.
Or
It's
you
too
think?
hot. I was like, seriously, that's it. And I know Susan just said that.
Thank you, Mayor Summers and Mr. Kelly. This is an incredible day for the Elkview community.
School buses.
We know that the road to the completion of this amazing campus has been a
Carrie
long
said she
journey,
brought a ticket to the
but I think all of you will agree, and certainly it's worth it. We have said this many times along the way, that it's important to mention that when working with federal and state entities to make this a reality, we have to cross every T and dot every I. We have to make sure to go through every required step so that we can provide this facility to you, our Elkview community. And that's what we did. Were there delays and frustrations? Absolutely. But we're here at the finish line, and that's what counts. In getting here, there are many people to thank. First, I'd like to thank our Kanawha County Board of Education members, our board president, Mrs. Tracy White, our board pro tem, Mr. Rick Cavender, Mr. Jim Crawford, Sr., Mrs. Becky Jordan, and Mr. Ryan White. They have stayed the course and provided the support needed to get us here today. Also, thank you to the Governor, Governor Justice, and Brian Abraham for your support, Senators Capito and Manchin for the help navigating the FEMA process. Thank you to FEMA and our State School Building Authority, as well as the West Virginia Department of Education, to our state delegates and senators. Thanks to our county commissioners. They have been steadfast and generous through this process, and we thank them for making yesterday Herbert Hoover High School Day as our students return to school. Thank you to Dr. Ron Daring, our previous superintendent, who started this important work and made sure that we were making early decisions that would lead us to this day. And of course, a big thanks to Mr. Mike Kelly and the Hoover staff. They never wavered. The kids were continued to be educated in the manner in which they always have been, which is first class. And I would be remiss if we didn't also thank Mrs. Lovejoy and the staff at Elkview Middle School, who have shared their facility for these past 7 years. And most importantly, thank you to our Elk River community, the parents, students, and community members. Thank you all for your patience and understanding. This community faced a catastrophic event, and they together have risen above in every way. This is the light at the end of the tunnel, and you deserve every bit of this. You are truly Elk River strong. While the construction portion of this project is very close to completion, the next phase is just starting, and that's filling the campus with learning, with the success that Herbert Hoover is known for, and with many, many wonderful memories. As Mr. Kelly has said, this building is nothing without the people inside. My prayer is that this building is filled with decades and decades of continued success. On behalf of the Kanawha County Board of Education and my colleagues, I thank you for being here today and thank everyone who has helped make this possible. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Williams. There's a couple people that I'd like to mention to you that really helped us a lot. Brianna Warner, Caitlin Dunham, Keith Benito, and Andrew Crawford. They have worked hard to make this day so. Next, it gives me great pleasure to introduce to you our friend who was a GW. But if you notice her outfit today, guess what she has on? Herbert Hoover, white, red, and blue. Red shoes. Nice. Yay! Senator Shelley Moore Capito. She comes from local here from Charleston. Like I say, she went to GW. She's never changed, and she's worked hard with us anytime we call and ask. 7 years is a long time. We really, really appreciate all that you've done.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank all of you, the Kanawha County School Board, the State School Board, certainly Principal Kelly. Amazing. When we first came to visit, when Brad came to visit the first time, my fellow Glendale native, Brad Paisley, when we came to visit, we got into Joe Manchin's car. And as we were driving around, Brad, do you remember what you said? Next time I come, it's fine, but Joe, you're not driving. little speed demon there through Glendale. But it's a wonderful day, and it's been my honor to serve as one of your senators, and certainly Senator Manchin and I did it the Hoover way. We stayed together the entire time, working with FEMA and other federal agencies to keep their feet to the fire, although it took 7 years, to make sure that this day would be as beautiful that this facility would be as dynamic and futuristic as it is now, and that all the Hoover community here, past, present, and future, would be Husky strong. So every day in my office, I have my own Husky. I have Jennifer Piercy, class of 1999, with me, so the Huskies will never be far from me. And I can also tell you, as having 3 children who went to GW as well, you guys pounded us on the football field, on the volleyball court, on the baseball field a couple of times. So I know that Husky spirit is always strong, as it has been in years past. But what I think it really shows about all of us is West Virginians helping West Virginia. The first day I came after the flood, I met people from the Eastern Panhandle that were making food. We met people from all over the state that were reaching their hands out to say, we want to help. We feel your pain. We know it's an emotional day today. So thank you for letting me have the privilege of being here. Thank you to all those that have been mentioned and in future. A special thanks to one of our state's most shining lights, certainly Brad Paisley. I'll give a shout out to his dad, Doug, who's a dynamo in and of himself. So thank you all very much. Great to be with you today. Good luck.
Thank you, Senator Capito. I really appreciate it. Our next guest, now that you know, I'm going to give him a little toss for his friendship with Brad. Brad, I just told Senator Manchin that Brad invited me to his house for dinner, but we're not asking Senator Manchin. Right. But, you know, there again, Senator Manchin, we call on him, we call on his staff, they're readily available. They come to Clinton, they come to Elk River, and they've helped us a lot over the last 7 years. So it gives me great pleasure to introduce Senator Joe Manchin.
Thank you, Linda. First of all, to the mayor, I want to thank her for what she does. I want to really thank Mike Kelly. I'm going to tell you, I know a little bit about leadership and people that want to follow, people that want to do something. Mike Kelly held this together for 7 years like nothing I have ever seen. For the staff and every one of you all, the support staff and every one of Herbert Hoover, to excel the way you have in 7 years with all of the challenges you had is unbelievable. And it only happens when basically you believe in the leadership who believes in you. And I think Mike keeps telling you, Herbert Hoover strong. You not only showed Herbert Hoover strong, you showed West Virginia strong. You showed everything that we have and who we are and what we're made of. So when I say bricks and mortars don't really make a school, but I'll tell you, it didn't do a bad job here. It did not do a bad job here. But it's the people, and it's the heart and soul of this school and this community that made this happen. It took 7 years, I know, it was very, very long from that standpoint. And so, as Shelley has said, we worked very hard with FEMA. I think $82 million we were able to secure for this program. One I think is probably one of the best in the country, not just in West Virginia. You're not going to find another facility that gives this many opportunities. So to Superintendent Williams, again, Mike and your entire staff, being here with Shelley is also special. But the turnout, for all of you all to come out this evening means more than I think that you would ever know, showing the support you have for your school, for your beloved community, and for the state of West Virginia, and I thank you. None of us have ever forgot June 23rd. 2016. Remember where we were? I was driving home from Washington. I got into a little bit of an accident. It was a torrential downpour, and my car hydroplaned, and I went over the hill. No damage to me, but the car didn't make it. So they drove me in, and I remember coming into West Virginia that night, and I couldn't believe it. And when I tell you about bricks and mortars, we lost 23 brave West Virginians that day. 23. We lost grandparents, we lost children, school children, we lost moms and dads, and we'll never forget that. So I think it's a testament to all of them that we have that spirit to go on. You all have shown us that. We talk about that day to day. When this happened, Shelley and I, when it first happened, we were both trying to figure what could we do to help our state. We got ravaged in 2016 with the flood. And then out of the clear blue sky, I get a phone call from Brad, and then Jennifer Gardner called. So we have Brad Paisley and Jennifer Gardner, never forgetting where they come from, and absolutely never waiting a second to want to help. And Brad came down in 7 days, and it was right. Shelley told you the truth. He doesn't like to ride with me, and I got coming out of the driver's seat that day. But other than that, we had a great visit. We saw some things, and we saw Malaya. She took us to the band room. And what we saw was instruments going around everywhere. The drums were floating. The basketball floor was up in big booths where it then bubbled up. It was an unbelievable sight. And she said, don't you worry, we'll come back, we'll rebuild. Well, let me tell you something about the gentleman I have the absolute honor of introducing. There's people that basically have found fame and fortune outside of our state, and sometimes they forgot where they came from and how they did and how they got what they did. And I've always said this: you are who you are by where you were raised, how you were raised, and who raised you. It never leaves you. It never leaves you. You can travel anywhere in the world you want, and you'll still reflect back on those people that basically gave you your start. I'm going to introduce a person who never forgot where he came from, because he never forgot the people that basically made him what he is today and gave him the inspiration to do that. But when he said, I want to come back and do something, and he was here 1 week to the day after the flood, and he's back here today. And I have had the privilege of traveling to the war zone in Ukraine with him. We talked to President Zelensky, finding out what we could do to help Ukraine. He was right there with us, side by side, and it's an unbelievable trip. I saw his compassion and humanity, and I was so proud to have this person as a fellow West Virginian. I want you to give a Herbert Hoover welcome like you've never given before to our friend, our fellow West Virginian, Brad Paisley.
Thank you, Joe, and thanks everybody. First of all, as a John Marshall monarch, this is a bittersweet day. I cannot believe you went and got my school to be the guinea pig on this field today. It's a low blow. I really can't say enough about the facility you've built here. When we came here in 2016, this was the worst high school situation I've ever seen. It was, as Joe said, floating band instruments in the band room. That floor looked like the waves in the ocean of the basketball floor. It was just one of the biggest disaster areas I've ever seen. And today, having seen it, what you've done with that, this is the nicest high school I've ever seen in my entire life. I can't tell you how inspiring that is to see something that devastating and that terrible turned into something so inspiring. And Mr. Kelly, I'll tell you, you should be so proud. I know you are. You've been at the verge of tears all day. I don't blame you. I think you've been given an enormous gift to the students of this school. High school can be a very difficult time in somebody's life because it's filled with trivialities. You're worried about where you fit in. You're worried about whether or not you're popular and what you're wearing, and if you're doing well in classes that in my case I had no business even taking. And what you've been given here is something much larger, which is a glimpse of the real world before you were ready and the devastation that can occur, but more importantly, the things that human beings can do for one another in the face of disaster. That should overshadow all the trivialities of high school for you, and never lose sight of the fact that good people came together to build this for your future on this spot. So anyway, I think this is the best example of what West Virginia is, how West Virginians care for one another, who they really are, and I hope this high school is every bit the gift for these future generations that it can be. Thanks for inviting me back. We're having a great time tonight.
Thank you, Brad. It is an honor for you to be here, and everybody was so excited. I don't know, I hate to tell Joey Fields this. I'm not for sure if it was a scrimmage or seeing Brad. Sorry, Joey. I'd like to thank each and every one who have made this day possible, a special thanks to all our distinguished guests. A true heartfelt thanks to Mr. Kelly, the administration at Herbert Hoover High School, the teachers, and most of all, our students. You've weathered the storm, and it's time to say, welcome home, Huskies. So at this time, I'd like to invite Mr. Kelly, Dr. Williams, Senator Capito, Senator Manchin, and our honorable guest, Husky, Mr. Brad Paisley, to come out for the ribbon cutting. And board members, sorry I have it written down, I wasn't there yet. And the board members right out here. So I'd like for you to come out and we'll cut the ribbon. After that, we are going to stage ribbon cutting for different people, and I'll announce that when we finish with this so you can get out of the sun. Okay, next we'd like to have the Herbert Hoover High School administration and staff to cut the ribbon. After that, we'd like to have the Kanawha County representatives, the senators, and delegates. After that, we'd like to have the county commission. After that, we'd like to have the Clinton Town Council and police, the justices, the judge, and contractors. Anybody wants their picture taken?
Bring out the boys, come on. First game mistakes.
Hello, Principal Kelly and the entire Herbert Hoover community. I cannot believe this day has finally come. Who would have thought in 2016 that we would fast forward all the way to 2023 to get this building up and running? But honestly, the heart of this community is incredible. Your perseverance, your resilience, your tenacity, and here you are. And I hear that the new facilities are incredible. I cannot wait to get there and see them myself. This is a time where I hate living so far away. Believe me, I would be there if I could be. So tons of love to each and every one of you. I'm so proud to have been a very small part of kicking you off, although I know you've gone leagues and leagues and leagues since then. And yeah, good luck. Have an amazing first day of school. Congratulations. Hello.